I'm very excited to introduce you to a good friend of mine, Izzy Santos from Pink Social Club. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
Yay! We met through my foundation. She reached out to me, and the relationship has been a wonderful relationship, a great friendship. I've learned so much about her. But let's get started. Her story is very powerful, and I want to share it with all of you today. Hi, my friend. How you doing?
Thank you so much for that. I told you I'm going to cry. I'm already tearing up.
No, Izzy, no.
Hearing you talk about me, I'm already
Ah.
Thank you so much. Yes, I am so happy I reached out to you and your
so
beautiful
much.
daughter. I wanted to see how I could help you guys, and I'm so happy I did.
And you did.
Your event was fabulous.
Thank you.
And any reason for me to dress up? I was so excited.
I know you love makeup, hair, and everything.
Oh my! Wait, I put on heels for your event, which I never do. I'm always in sneakers, and it was beautiful. So congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much, and thank you for dodonating all the T-shirts.
Of course.
She is a huge supporter to so many foundations in Miami. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So tell me a little bit about you. I know you're from Miami.
I was born and raised in Miami.
Uh-huh.
My mother's Honduran, my dad's Venezuelan.
Oh, wow.
Yes. That's why I'm tall.
Uh-huh.
And I'm the youngest of three. I'm the baby. It's my sister, my brother, and myself. We're very, very tight, very tight family. I have two beautiful boys, a 7-year-old and an 11-year-old.
Has your hands full for sure.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. I wanted a girl, and I don't know. I don't think I could have handled a girl, and I don't know.
You talk about always being a boy mom.
I do. I enjoy it now. You know, obviously when I was pregnant, I wanted a girl. But now, especially after everything I went through, I think I was meant to have boys because I'm setting them up to be good husbands in the future. And I think that's something very important. Mm-hmm. They saw how my husband treated me. Mm-hmm. So I see how they treat me now, and especially during when I was sick. And I'm like, okay, no, I was definitely meant to be a boy mom. And if I would have been a girl mom, I think I would have been so scared for them to also be diagnosed with cancer. So I think everything turned out the way that it should have.
What did you study? I know you...
So, I mean, I wasn't big on school. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm more street smart than I am book smart. I always said, I like to be out there, and I'm like, like, put me anywhere and I'm like a cat. Yeah, I'll land on my feet. So straight out of high school, when I was in high school, I danced flamenco professionally.
It's beautiful dance.
Thank you. And then as soon as I left high school, I started studying TV production. And that was like, I loved everything that had to do behind the scenes and, everything, editing and all this. And then I got a phone call. They're like, hey, do you want to go on tour dancing flamenco? And I looked at my mom, and she's like, and my mom, I had never left the house, she's like, you better go. And I traveled to New York by myself and went.
That's a great mom.
100%.
Because Latin moms tend to, hold us back. Sometimes some moms hold us back.
That's me.
And with my kids, I'm like, oh yeah, you gotta take the chance. You gotta do it.
Looking back now, I'm like, man, that was huge for her, especially to coming to New York. And I was 18 years old, never left the house. And I danced flamenco for many years. I toured. I came back to Miami, and I'm telling you, I'm like a cat. I started working everywhere, just doing, and then I kind of got back into TV production. And then my boss is like, no, I want you to start traveling. I want you to start doing sales. And I'm like, okay. And I think it's because I had the gift of gab. So then I left there. I went to go work somewhere else, and it's like, no, we want you to travel. And I'm like, no, but I don't want to travel anymore. And they're like, no, we want you to travel. And then funny enough, I ended up at a job where we used to work with cruise ships.
Wow.
And my boss looked at me, and he's like, you would be great to be on the cruise ships, to do sales on cruise ships. I was a port and shopping guide, selling jewelry and telling people where to go. So I would do presentations in front of 500 people in an auditorium. And I lived on a cruise ship. So I've done everything. I've worked at a veterinary's office. I've done a little bit of everything. And I think that's great because it's helped me with everything that I'm doing now.
Which I could tell because I see you on Instagram all the time, and you're very open and honest regarding your journey.
Yes. And
you just talk very naturally. It comes very natural to you, even though you've gone through such a hard time. You are very open, but it's easy to hear you and, relate to you at that moment that you're talking. Because you even bring up sometimes a little joke, or you even shoot a little smile. Maybe not in the first ones because it was really hard when you got your diagnosis.
Well, I even think the first ones, I think the reason that...
You were very vulnerable when you started talking on your first YouTube channel.
If I can give advice to anybody that's going to be... And again, I'm just starting off. I'm not a professional. I'm not anything. I just think that you have to be transparent. You have to be vulnerable. And I don't like editing my videos. If you see, I do it all in one run because I leave the stumbling of the words because I'm human. I'm not a robot. And if you sit there and you're in front of a camera and you're like, oh, everything's perfect, perfect, perfect. Nobody's going to like that. So I like to leave in, when I got diagnosed that they told me about the chemo, I had zero clue how to even pronounce it. And I had like a little piece of like a cheat sheet. And I'm like, I don't even know if I'm saying this right, but I think that's why people kind of tend to like gravitate towards being social club. Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah.
So let's go to November of 2021.
Yes.
So that's when the journey begins.
It actually, well, yes, that's when I got the phone call, but it actually started months before that because I had breast pain on my left breast.
Which I would love for you to share, because we learn as women that breast pain doesn't lead to...
Exactly.
So please share this to the community.
It started like imagine I was 39 years old. I hadn't had a mammogram yet because they don't push for mammograms yet. And it literally started off as like, I thought that it was because I was getting my period and I just, like tenderness.
Yeah, tenderness.
And what turned into maybe a couple of days went on to a week. And as women, like you just don't, no, it's nothing. I know, it's nothing. And I really didn't until a month had passed and then it had migrated to the entire breast. And I would tell my husband, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, and then it was more so like on the nipple area. And I was like, maybe I'm just tender, to the point that it got so bad that I would walk out like around my house. I have to, the kids were small at that point, with my shirt lifted, watching TV. And
because you said, even your shirt
I hate to say this, and I'm sorry this is a little graphic, but this is how bad it was because I want to paint the picture so you see how like dumb I was that I didn't.
You were dumb.
It felt like somebody put a lighter to like, that's how bad it was. So at that moment, I was telling my mom and I'm like, and I would downplay like, I know. And she's like, do you saw that pain? And I'm like, yeah, but it's okay. It's gotten better, whatever. And we had a convention with my husband's company. And we were driving to Orlando and I'm in the car with my shirt lifted up like this. And even the bouncing of the car. And I call my mom. I'm like, hey, mommy, we already left. And she's like, oh yeah, what's going on? I'm like, I know, mom, it's still her. She's like, hang up right now and you're going to call your OBGYN, make an appointment right now. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm like, okay, let me just give in. I call and sure enough, I have that's another great advice. You have to have really good doctors that listen to you. She didn't even let me finish the sentence. She's like, I'm booking, as soon as you get back, you're going to have imaging done. I'm like, okay. Funny enough,
it was during one of the worst times because it was 2021 and
2021
and it was COVID. So
yes,
it was very difficult during those times to do all this by yourself.
Absolutely. But again, I didn't think I was going to have to do anything by myself because I didn't think I was anything bad. And in my head, I'm like, oh, no. And I started Googling and it's like breast pain it equates to cysts, not necessarily breast cancer. So even my best friend that I love her so much, it was, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. It's nothing. And my husband too. Ay, babe, it's nothing. Because I'm the one that's like, something hurts and I'm like, ah. So one thing that I will say about my journey is that I've had so many angels that looking back now, I'm like, oh my God. So we go to the convention. I'm literally sitting there doing sales and I'm calling and I need to book. The convention ends. And as we're leaving, we see this elderly couple trying to load up like their merchandise onto this thing. And my husband, he's very fit. And he goes and he starts helping them. And I see the woman and she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. I start chit-chatting and she's like, no, this is my ex-husband. We're trying to work things out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so cute. You guys are here. She's like, yeah, I got diagnosed with cancer. And I had a double mastectomy. And I went so crazy that we had to break up. I left him because I didn't want him to witness what I was going through. So I'm like, oh my God, I just made a phone call because I had breast pain. And she's like, I had breast pain too. She's like, you need to go get checked immediately. And I was like, that was the first time that I was like, oh, this could not
So it was a sign.
100%. And I've looked through this lady. I wish I would have kept her information because I wish, And I get back to Miami and sure enough, I go into Women's Diagnostic here in Miami.
Which they're
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
I go by myself because my husband or nobody could go in with me anyways. I get in there and it's like the 10 feet, at whatever the feet was, And I remember going in and I was already in so much pain. So when they do the mammogram, I was crying. I was like, they were trying to be gentle, whatever. And then they moved me to another room and they're like, okay, we're going to do the sonogram. So they start doing the sonogram and the girl's chit-chatting, and I'm very chit-chatty. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I'm telling her, please be careful. She keeps going over the same area. And I'm like, and I just remember like falling into the bed. And I'm like, and she goes silent. And she's like, okay, well, the doctor's going to come in to speak to you. And I was like, That's never happened to me, obviously, you know. And it was, like I said in my video, out of a movie.
And it's been 5 years or 4 years?
No, so I lose count because I guess you're supposed to start counting from when you get actually diagnosed. So yeah, I'm entering my 4th year now.
Okay.
Yeah. So the doctor comes in and it was out of a movie, low lit room with just the screen. And she's like, okay, you know, blah, blah. She's like, so I'm seeing the beginning stages of DCIS. And so I'm going to have to schedule you a biopsy. And I'm like, and I feel the room spinning and I'm like, okay, she hasn't said cancer. Like it, and I'm like,
right.
Oh, this is good. This is good. And all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I'm so sorry. Like, can you explain like what is, she's like, so those are the beginning stages of the cancer. She's like, you see these little clusters here? She's like, every woman has these little, like little specks, but you have it in a clear form. And I literally felt like, I could feel it to this day. Like the room just went.
I understand.
And I remember like getting dizzy and I'm like, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. I need to, like, I just didn't want to be.
Everything
and the
started
doctor
closing
said,
in.
And the doctor said the worst thing. She goes, oh, but we just had somebody diagnosed with it. And she was fine. And I was like, I need to get out. I ran to the car and that's when I called my husband and I could barely even talk. And I'm like, they said the word cancer. And he's like, I remember him staying silent. He's like, this doesn't run in my family. And I was like, I'm coming home. I called my sister and my beautiful sister was just like, they call me Gorda, and they're like, Gorda, it's fine. It's fine. You're gonna be okay. Like let's see what's next. And sure enough, after that, it just felt like it was just like
a roller coaster.
Yeah.
One thing right after the other.
Yeah, and then I guess the messed up part of what happened to me was I had one lymph node before surgery that looked suspicious, so they went in and biopsied it. It came back negative.
Thank God.
So we celebrated. I literally remember going out. We celebrated. And then finally, when I go to see the doctor, we decided it should be a double mess. I decided to remove the right one, even though nothing was there, because I just wanted to get it over with.
That takes a lot of courage to do that. Because
thank you. I mean, looking back now, yeah, I just think I was like in such a haze. Like I was just like, just take them both.
No, it takes a lot of courage to do that, Izzy. I mean, I feel like it's the right thing to do sometimes. There's so many history of women that don't have it.
Absolutely.
And then you're young. So, I mean.
Well, and also, believe it or not, after doing some research, also aesthetically, a lot of women tend to go through depression because the boob that they remove looks so different than yours. And that also starts messing with your mind. So I am happy that I removed. But the surgery was 8.5, almost 9 hours long. They didn't want to let anybody in with me. I had to fight to let somebody to go in with me.
Right, because it was during
time.
COVID. Yeah.
I fought. And finally my sister.
Well, you're a fighter.
Well, my
For
sister.
sure, you're a fighter. And your sister's a fighter, too.
No, my sister, I was like, what are you doing here? She was like, I'm not leaving your side. Yeah, she was like this, you know.
The Latin in her.
Bro, for real. Like, and the older sister, protecting me always. And in the middle of the 8-hour surgery, they call my husband. They're like, listen, she has positive lymph nodes. This changes everything. So I went to sleep.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I went to sleep, and when I woke up, I thought, this is it. I'm done. Hormone therapy, because my cancer was a hormone positive. So I wake up, and I look at him, and I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, no, everything's fine. And I was like, it was late at night. I go home, go to sleep, because they weren't letting him stay anyways. I'm like, go home, go to sleep. I'm about to pass out because I'm in a lot of pain. I didn't want to look down. I was like, I went like this, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to look. They did put implants right away after. And then I remember waking up the next morning and I see my sister in the room and I'm like, how did you get in here again? Like, she's like a stealth mode. She's like, no, I just wanted to help you get dressed. Will's going to come with the car downstairs. And I'm like, and her face also looked very weird. And I was like, okay. And all of a sudden I see the doctor come in with like at least 10 nurses in my room. And I'm like, and again, I'm just like, hey doctor, how did everything go? She's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I literally was yelling in the room because I was not expecting this. She's like, this changes everything now. Like, this is chemo, radiation, possible more surgeries to remove more lymph nodes. And I was like...
So when I saw your Instagram, I thought it was because you were so young, and it's so unheard of at your age at the time to have that type of cancer. So I thought it was just like precaution. You know, a lot of say, let's just do chemo and radiation and do precautions. And that's what I thought. That's why you did it. But I didn't know it was because you had lymph nodes.
No. I had positive lymph nodes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that changed everything. Mental status, everything. Family, everything. Everybody, if you were working at that moment, now it was at a higher level and faster, especially during COVID, because I know how bad COVID was when people were sick.
Yeah. So all I remember was asking, like, the only question I asked was, am I going to lose my hair? And she was like, yes. And I was like, and I had my hair down to here. I did, looking back now, I don't think what people realize when you're going through cancer is that you're in a haze. Like, everything is so fast. It's doctor's appointments. You don't have time to really sit and be like, oh my God. Like, I remember just being dizzy all the time every time I think about it, because like almost like your brain tries to help you cope with what is going on. And it wasn't until I was done with everything that it hit me and my husband like really bad. Really bad. The depression. My husband went into major depression because the dust settles and everybody expects you to go back to normal life.
Right.
And that is not the case.
It's a new life.
Yes.
A new life with a new purpose.
Yes.
And so let's talk about how you came up with Pink Social Club. So
when I got diagnosed, I went onto Etsy, like I think we all do, when you get diagnosed. And I started buying all these Survivor shirts and not Survivor, but like, Fighter and this and that. And I always I was like, oh, like I liked them, but I couldn't really relate to what was out there. And so after everything was done, I was like, I'm sorry. When I was going through my journey, I had a couple of friends of mine that were there for me, that were stage 4, terminal cancer. And one by one, they all started, unfortunately, to pass away.
I'm sorry.
And that's why I personally, and I respect other people that can, I can't relate to the word survivor or fighter, because I saw my friends fight more harder than me, go through worse things than me. And so I felt guilt wearing that shirt. Like, those words to me didn't make me feel good. So my husband and I have a brand, a t-shirt brand. And I was like, I hate all these shirts. And he's like, well, why don't you start something? If you feel this way, there has to be a lot of other people that feel this way. And I'm like, and one thing, the name Pink Social Club was because when I did start getting into this world of cancer, talking to women became a little social club. We would talk about everything. We would laugh, cry, whatever. And I'm like, man, the color pink, obviously, breast cancer. And that's where the name stemmed from. And then I started to put out, one of my first designs was the FU cancer with Rainbow Bright. And that was a hit. That was like, because it's the softness of Rainbow Bright that we all love from the 80s.
I want to see if she puts it on. Emmy, can you put it on for me?
With such an aggressive, under that, there's a little naughtiness down there.
The naughtiness is on the bottom. And she's so beautiful.
She's so cute. Right? And that one just hit because I feel like women could, a lot of women in the 80s are now the ones that are getting diagnosed because we're in our 40s.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
So it became something of like, women loved it. Yeah. And the DMs that I started getting were, oh my God, there's nothing like this out there. And I'm like, I'm like, yes, thank you. You're understanding my mission, of like putting cool stuff out there.
And it's a rainbow.
And it's a rainbow.
Yeah. There's always light, the gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yes.
So the success is going to be there, it just falls great together with what the women are going through, which I admire you so much for putting those words out there. I know they're tough words to hear sometimes, but the truth is that you're mad.
Yes.
And there are moments of anger and you want to express it. And you can't always be comforting. Sometimes you have to scream. Sometimes you have to express yourself. So you say in one of your Instagram, t-shirts have power.
Yes.
And I really love that because they do. I don't think we appreciate t-shirts as much as we should. I think, I don't know if you remember the smiley face that was really important, like very important in the 70s. Always be happy.
Yeah.
I think it started there. And then I feel like it started there, but it like diminished a little bit. And now with this new generation, t-shirts talk and they express
it's a way to express yourself.
Yes.
Like you don't need to really say it. You just wear it.
Right. And I love it. And then you brought a little twist to it, which is the love that you have for the 80s. I wish I have the one that looks like the band Nirvana.
Oh, yes. So that one actually, so it's funny because I'm getting like all these followers and all these girls that are like, oh my God, I'm such a rocker girl. And like, I haven't been able to find, everything is always, like very like you know,
everything is dainty and pink and
everything
but
is the same.
Like
everything is the
strong colors and
you know what's
power.
funny? Like the rainbow bright one, I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna retire it, like because. And then people are like, no, I want it. And I'm like, okay, fine. So it's like, but I'm loving that I'm forming this little community of people that get me, that get what I want to wear. Basically, I'm making stuff that I want to wear.
And there's one that I saw you when you were going to treatment is the one with the hoodie, and I think that one was great.
The Cancer Sucks hoodie.
Yes. I love that one. I mean, think it says it all.
I was about to say,
it just says it all.
How much better does that get?
And I think honestly, I mean, in the next event that I have, I want that one in green.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because of the color
of course.
Of what, liver cancer is, because I think you could do that in every color of cancer, right?
Yeah, you're going to help me now make. No, but that's a great idea. Yes. We can make it in different colors.
All the colors, because it's
you just gave me a great idea. That's great.
It's so true. Cancer does suck, and we need to express how mad we are sometimes. Yeah. Even the caregivers are mad too. I would wear that even though I have not had cancer. I would wear it because what I saw my family go through and my loved ones, it sucked. Everything sucked about it.
Yes.
You know, and keeping
you feel helpless, yeah.
You feel helpless, and keeping the hope alive is really hard to do during that time when, as a caregiver, you're trying to keep the hope alive, and you're like, oh my God, please God, and you're praying behind it. It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Which another thing I admire about you is that you get back to caregivers.
I do, because I saw what my husband went through. He had a very tough time with it. He's my best friend. I saw what my sister went through. I saw what my best friend since 30 plus years went through watching me. She took me to chemo one day, and I looked at her face, and I'm the one that was making her laugh. And she was sitting there like this, she had never witnessed anybody. And it just hit me that we go through it, but I found myself comforting a lot of the caregivers around me. And I'm like, they don't get enough credit because we're scared of, obviously, that we're going to die, but then they're the ones that are left behind, And Will's the one, my husband's the one that said that to me. Like, yeah, I know you're scared, but imagine I'm the one that's scared because if something happens to you, the kids, and I try to really give back to people that are around the people taking care of the people with cancer, because I think that's also important too, to let them know that we see them, because the attention is always on the sick person. But I think it's important for us to also recognize that we couldn't do this without the people around us. That word being strong, I can't do it without.
And the fortunate ones that do have caregivers that could help them.
That's the other. So that's why this community too. It's like when you open up one of my packages, it's exactly that. Like maybe you don't have a spouse at this moment. Maybe you're going through this alone. And the moment you open my package, I wanted to bring a smile to your face. And it's a community. Like I want to start doing more things where our members talk to each other and we help each other out like that, because I am very fortunate to have had, my husband, my family, but so many people don't have that. And that's where this also plays into with Pink Social Club.
It's a family affair.
Yes.
A beautiful family affair.
Thank you. Yes.
The reason why I wanted to bring you here, besides everything you've gone through and everything, is your beautiful little boy. And during the holidays, I really wanted to express that, when those little boys write to Santa, Santa does come through. And I've put myself there as a mother at that moment for you. And I called you, I DM'd you right away, and I said, his list, Santa came, his list came through. Can you share that story?
So funny enough, I have two boys, right? My older one, Jax was 3 when I got diagnosed. Slate was 5. I'm sorry, my years are off, like I told you. I have a hard time. But Jax actually was a slow talker. He started talking very late. So if you notice in the video, he has a hard time expressing. That's why I had to put subtitles.
You guys have to see her Instagram. Her Instagram is so powerful.
And when I was there with my mom, and he started saying this, and I was like, am I understanding what and thank God I recorded that moment, because he basically was asking Santa for a new boob for his mom, And I was like thinking, this kid that, was having such a hard time talking, he was so smart.
Super.
And to this day, he is both of my boys, I have to give them both credit, extremely compassionate and very taking care of me, making sure I'm okay. They're very proud of me. everybody in their school knows about me and my cancer and Pink Social Club. But Jax that was a very tender moment. And I felt the need to share it because it was just how innocent.
And you shared it at the right time to keep hope alive. And during the most important time of the season, right?
Yeah.
And it was perfect. It really was perfect.
Yes.
It touched my heart, and I understood, Mommy. And you're like, and I was like,
No, but can we just say he didn't say he wanted a small boob. He wanted a very, very, very big one.
He did.
And I was like, okay, let's relax. Let's relax there, So it was a very sweet. I'm just happy that
and then
those
the
moments
Christmas gift you gave your sister,
the Natera test. So
which that's very important. I want to talk about the Natera test.
So it's given by Signatera. I recommend everybody to look into it. If only people that have been diagnosed with cancer can actually get this test done. And what it does is it's a blood test. It's very new, and it can detect even the small molecule of cancer in your blood. I didn't want to take it, and a lot of people are very hesitant to take it because if it detects it in your body, and so let's say you take the test, it detects a molecule, you go to get imaging, the imaging can't catch it yet because it's so small. So now you're like, oh my, where in my body is it? So it can create a lot of mental anguish. So my sister had been doing the research and pushing, and finally I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. Just shut her up. I'm gonna do it. And it's the best thing I ever did. And funny enough, I got the results right before Christmas. And I put it into a little box. And the day before, like an older sister, was yelling at me, where are the results? Ah! I'm like, oh my God, Christmas got here. And I gave it to her.
That's super.
And none of the rest of the family knew. So they see her crying. They're like, what did you do to her? And
the best gift you could have given her.
So I recommend everybody to look into it. Insurance tends to kind of try to deny it because it is relatively new. So if you don't need it, they say, oh, you don't need it. But try to get it. You have to get a prescription from your oncologist. The person comes to your house. So it's not like if you need to go anywhere. Right. And then they take the blood. And then, so it's every time I get the results, I see it on my phone. I'm like, oh my God, please, 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 because it's scary,
It is. It's very scary.
Yeah.
But I think it's better the blood test than everything else. Like the PET scans, they put so much chemicals in you and things like that afterwards. So I think that's a better way of approaching it than sometimes I remember my family going through the PET scans and that was really hard all the time as well.
Absolutely.
And I think puts more stress towards the body, even though the body has gone through so much stress already.
Yeah, it's added.
It's added.
It's definitely added. Yeah.
So you've helped so many causes through 305. What is it?
305 Pink Pack, which I love. 305 Pink Pack.
Rosemary?
Yes, hi Rosemary. They do such amazing work. I love that. I love them.
You also do the run.
Yes, I do the run.
So
Believer. I like Believer.
So you've given back to so many foundations in our community. That's amazing what you're doing, your family's doing. Thank you so much for this. I always end with a question.
Yes.
And knowing we both, as a caregiver, I've gone through I've gone through their journey, but you do tend to see things that are lacking, right? What one good advice would you give to the community? Like as a patient, I usually give it as a caregiver. What one thing that we should be looking at, like to help our patients or our family member, or help yourself, that you feel that it's being overseen?
There's two things actually, which has to do with mental health and health in general. Is one, your diet. A lot of nobody asked me what I was eating.
I agree with that one.
Nobody asked me, what are you eating?
I agree with that one.
Nothing. So I think that is also something that is very important to look at. I think the most important thing that nobody talks about is how hard it is after you finish treatment. You should get help. Search for help. Support groups. Talk to somebody. Write a journal. Because honestly, like I said, the beginning of it, when you hear the word cancer, is very scary. Then you go through this. I went through a whole year that just now seems like a fog. But when you end, nobody talks about your mental health state when you end. And I believe that is so important to put it out there, to get help. Because you think, like I thought I was going to celebrate, and I didn't. I have yet to have a party to celebrate. Like, oh my God, that never happened for me. And I know, and speaking to other people out there, yes, but the majority of the people that I speak to, they're like,
support groups are very important.
Yes.
And not only for the patient, but also for the caregivers, to let them go express themselves, what they're going through, to see how to help the the patient as well.
Yes.
The person that's recovering as well. So I agree, support groups is extremely, nutrition support groups are the most important thing during this process.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so
I
much.
really
Yoli.
appreciate it.
This was
Thank
so
you for
nice.
reaching out to my daughter, Lourdes.
Absolutely. She's phenomenal. Thank you so much.
And how can people reach out to you? I know it's through Instagram. Is there any other way?
Instagram is the main way. Also my website, if you have any questions, if you just need somebody to hear you out, I'm always here. You can email me. My email's on there, izzy@pinksocialclub.com. But yeah, I answer DMs, I answer emails. I try to be there for other people that need it. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you
Have
so
a
much.
wonderful year, and we'll keep in touch. We're going to do a lot of things together.
Absolutely. Thank you, Yoli.
Thank you for being with me here today again. I really appreciate it so much. I thank the community newspaper, and like I always end all my shows, keep hope alive. This is an example of hope. Her family is an example of hope, how they work together, and always keep believing. This is another example of believing. Keep believing alive, trust, believe, pray. Dreams do come true. Great things happen every day. You just have to be looking for it.